Season 18 of The Voice is chaos because we've added a coach who's kind of I think taken us all a little bit off guard. Nick Jonas has come in and he's got this aura about him, and he's kind of a quiet guy, but he's a killer in the blinds, and it completely changes the competition into a different dynamic. You know, my initial thought when I heard Nick was going to be joining us as a coach, I knew he would be great at it because, I mean, here's a guy who's basically grown up in the spotlight, and he's had success as a band. He's had success as a solo artist, as basically somebody who's been in the public eye at a high level for a long time, and that's what you look for in a coach. I think when you audition for this show, is somebody who's had a ton of experience at a lot of different things, who's seen a lot of different things that can happen in this business, and I think he brings probably as much experience to the table as anybody, and he's still basically just a kid himself. I don't know how they do it. This is season 18, and the level of talent that continues to audition for this show, they continue to come out of the woodwork, and it just blows me away that these artists are undiscovered, and thank God they give us the chance here. You know, as always, I'm always on the lookout for a great country singer, but I don't always find that in these blind auditions, and so at the end of the day, all I really do is just hit my button for anybody that I think is great, or that I can imagine hearing on the radio, or even more imagine that they have the kind of voice and style that could win this show. You know, you can't really listen for anything other than talent whenever you're sitting in these blind auditions, because you can't see the person. You don't know what they have going on there, whether they're a dork or they're the coolest looking person in the world, or ugly or beautiful. You have no idea what's going on back there behind you. A lot of times you don't even know if it's a guy or a girl. So that's what makes this show so great, is because it begins with somebody's talent. You know, the vibe for this season has been it's been a lot of fun, because we're trying to figure out Nick and what his angle is going to be, and should we jump in there with him? Is he beatable as a coach? I mean, we're learning all this stuff as we go, and you'll see that in the blind auditions, and I think it makes for a lot of fun. You know, Kelly's still up to her old tricks. I think the artists who audition for this show, who watch the show, they're kind of on to her, though. She has a little tougher time this season getting people on her team than she's ever had before. In fact, there was a day or two she was starting to get depressed, which made me very happy. And John, as always, I mean, I don't know what it is about that guy. He never really has to compete that hard to get people on his team, but with Nick here, he gets humbled a few times. I'm a coach on this show to get a chance to, continue to learn for my own craft. But at the end of the day, I want to win this thing. I want to see one of the artists that I work with win that trophy. That's what they pay me to do, and that's the job that I take serious. You know, there's no question about why this is America's favorite singing competition. It's because it's based on somebody's voice. It's called The Voice for a reason, and it all begins with the talent somebody has, and with how great or not great their voice is. And based on that, and that alone, is why they make it onto this show.